He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer? I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted. Very.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
Okay.
The Mandragora? What's that?
A club. An affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique. Consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Masken, sehr gut.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment.
Nein.
Not a mouse will
Nein.
squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Der Blick von
and I.
Geralt.
In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district. Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville, in Mountebank Alley.
Ja, Anna. Ach, Damien.
Audacious rat, the Cintrian. But we'll get him. Be cautious. Guard her grace closely.
In jedem Fall, mein Freund, in jedem Fall. Hast du etwas Loot für mich? Oh ja, ist hier sogar ein Buch?
Audacious rat, the Cintrian. But we'll get him.
Ein einarmiger Adalat?
I should double the patrols, just in case. Audacious. But we'll get him.
Ein Hausschwein.
Decorator.
So, müssen wir noch fix was zum Ansehen.
Hi there, handsome.
Hey there.
Hey, is that not this cur with the price on his... It's him! Get him!
locals. Damien's right. I'm a hunted man.
Machen mir keine Angst. Bastarde. Zuhälter, ey. Immer nur am Zuhalten. Ein Fähigkeitenpunkt ist ein bisschen wenig, ne?
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
A bottle of wine's enough for two. Provided one's not drinking.
Das ist alles so schick, alles so geil modelliert. Das ist
Long live Duchessa Anna Henrietta.
ich weiß ja nicht, wie es euch geht, aber ich kann mich ja nicht nach nichts erzählen. So, dann hätte ich anders abkriegen müssen.
Ah.
Mal zurück. Und das wo? Will jetzt? Hier vorne scharf abbiegen müssen, alles klar.
You'd best behave, friend. You're in Beauclair, see?
My legs. I can't. Here, legs.
Yeah!
Welcome back to our northern dandy.
Ja, Quentin, wenn ich aber hier bin. Machen wir schnell. Finde ich gut.
In the mood for a round of Gwent?
Einfach aufheben, meine Fähigkeit. Das finde ich ja nicht nett. Na gut. Lass das Spionspektakel beginnen. Sehr gut. Ganz ehrlich, ich glaube, so viele Spione habe ich noch nie gesehen. Noch ein Spion? Okay, jetzt ist doch langsam interessant hier, würde ich sagen. Ja, es war ein schmerzhafter Zug von mir für ihn. Ah, es ist nicht so ein schmerzhafter Zug. Schade, aber auszuhalten. Ja, schon kapiert, mein Freund. Ist ja immer noch Viecher auf Ablagestapel, ernsthaft? Boah, das hat sich gelohnt. Alter, das ist gelohnt. Schade. Gutes Deck, mein Freund. Ich glaube, ich habe mehr Stärke im Deck. Ich bin mir sehr sicher, ich habe mehr Stärke im Deck. Das ist ein Spiel, ey. Legendär. Boom. Das Ding ist so stark, was ich spiele, ey. Aber das war ein starker Gegner.
Welcome.
All jests aside, let me see what you got in your wardrobe.
I'm more than willing, sir.
Gehirn des Wamms.
Thanks. I think that's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir.
Das sieht echt gut aus, muss ich sagen. Oh, das sieht super geil aus. Ganz ehrlich, das ist angemessen, oder?
Ah,
All justice.
I'm...
Thanks. Think that's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir.
Banquets and wine are rather suited.
The guard brings peace to our domains. Flock is richt and rock.
143 carry the 2. Greetings, knight. I've heard reports of feats of great bravery. Thus, please accept this reward for your dedication, sir.
Schön.
Well, see you later.
Go in peace, fair knight.
Oh, die korrespondiert mit diesem Fragezeichen. Klar.
Stood that up the way I'd like.
You can't pull one over on me, Witcher. I can see you're a killer.
Ja,
Race no fuss!
falsch ist es jetzt nicht.
I'm watching your flinty hide.
Ah,
All
I...
Thanks.
Ever your servant, sir.
You can't pull one over on me, Witcher. I can see you're a killer.
I'm my own master with a bottle. The best of...
So long.
ganze Zeit
You
eilig ist.
need new bridges? Gauntlets!
So long.
Here in Beauclair, all's right and fair.
Oh Gott, wer rülpste da rum? Sieht alles sehr, sehr schön aus in diesem Spiel.
Our little Annie has a cavernous cranny with room for an army and 2 more up her fanny.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but... Just one other detail.
Matching.
Here, put it on.
A mask?
Eine coole.
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Das ist eine coole Maske.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Tja, ich denke halt mit nach meinem letzten Ball. Sehr gut.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belont.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress, there on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Dame da oben tatsächlich. Sehr hübsch, muss ich sagen, aber gut. Wir machen jetzt auf den Weg und beteiligen uns am Abend. Habe ich auch vor, muss ich zugeben.
Bring a stolen something soon requires great precision. Please do not disturb.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. Paint boards, cast them at the canvas.
Good folk, yet another soul longing to explore.
Paradise, paradise, paradise.
Silence. The artist must focus. Yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Scarlet crimson oxblood. Face lips, full sensory party. Should you cast this, you saw it drop it.
It's not a landscape, Flem. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Blue blood is all ice. That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines.
To vines and to wines!
Composition takes shape.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
Quite the noble color. Splendid. The sky over Toussaint before a storm.
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual battle between good and evil. And defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
It must be someone very certain. Such talent. Exceptional, true. Would I ever love to meet him? It's a shame.
Need I remind you that neither did you? This painting, it's rather... It's very...
Bloody colorful, that's what we say.
Yes. How might I assist?
You look to me an artist of immense talent.
Wine, false and
Paints like the great wine.
the great Bois. He's a dance.
You say the other one. His brother.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
It's a shame he didn't come home.
Need I remind you that neither did you?
Your words, as you've made no effort to understand. It's a metaphor of the constant struggle for power and influence.
mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Saraba, Urandum, Kalabatista, Sabeshkehi, Beshkehi Ha.
Wow.
Ah, how beautiful. The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Das ist cool. Das ist ja sau cool. Boah, ist das cool.
Burst from a surfeit of beauty.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Wie gesagt, aber schön mit anzuschauen. Schon erstmal hier drüben. Ich glaube, hier drüben bin ich mir ziemlich sicher, war niemand.
Blah, blah, blah. Effort-God, Schmeffort-God. It's all about two things. Coin and copulation. I was It's an outrage. Cecilia never should have performed tonight. You should have.
It seems someone decided otherwise.
That someone knows nothing of true art. It shall be you next time. Trust me, I shall have a word with them. We are busy.
My deepest regards.
Sure you understand. There are a great many highly qualified candidates.
Then I shall have to convince you your ample generosity would be best invested in me.
And how do you aim to do that?
I shall arrange a private performance after the soiree.
Ah, my dear, I sense you've a knack for persuasion.
Okay.
But are you sure it's an original?
My employer swears it. Besides, have you not heard the news?
Have I not heard? It's on everyone's lips. 4 duets in one night. The theft of the century. And here you are, offering one to me.
If you are not interested, sir, I'm sure someone else.
Right, fine. You can't think I'd let such an opportunity pass. How much?
Slow down. You have declared your intent. Now I will convey this to my client. We shall get back to you. Please await word.
Cecilia never should have performed tonight. You should have.
It seemed
There are great.
Bloody colorful, that's what.
Do not disturb! Shoo, shoo!
It's the right flower.
Of course it is! A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
to me?
Lie still! You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Oh ja, Maus, zieh dich aus. Ich liebe dieses Spiel.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintrian Noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now!
the manacles of form. Venture beyond.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beating with it once.
Empty, heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Sintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. It's fine.
Hates like the great one.
The Great One? But he's a dancer.
That's to say, the other one. His brother.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat higher to me.
It's fine. Relax. Must.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come. We must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh. Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Quickly, upstairs.
Ich kann nicht die beiden. Also ist die richtige Tür, die einzige. Ach so, ich liebe es einfach in jedem Moment dieses Spiel immer durch zu betrachten, die ganzen Details aufzusaugen. Das ist so geil, ey. Oh no.
That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Ich glaube nicht daran. Wir werden Probleme bekommen.
Killed her and went out on the balcony.
Dieses schwarzen Spiegelteil. Dann ist aber schon wieder jetzt ein Überblick über. So. Ha!
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too. Bloody handprint. Mm-hmm. It's his. Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Footprints, made by soiled boots. Must have climbed this ladder. Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it, hard, then sank to the floor. Bloodstains. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Auf jeden Fall.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
None none too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Nicht unrichtig. Trotzdem, der Punkt steht.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
Was soll uns das sagen?
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
Ich nehme die Geschichte auch noch nicht ganz ab, muss ich sagen. Also, das Messer war vorne. Raum direkt bei der Tür, da war ein Schlitz in dem Bild. Das Tintenwasser umgefallen Richtung Fenster und der Kronleuchter auch. Die Richtung stimmt, aber so doll hat sie noch nie im Leben geschubst, das kann ich mir nicht erzählen. Das war so wie noch dort. Wieso das hier?
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether.
Ja, ich habe auch das Gefühl. Rechtmäßige Thronfolge? Fragezeichen.
My sister,
Ja.
Siana,
Ja.
might be among the schemers.
Das dachte ich mir.
She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
Fluch, das ist doch schon gelesen.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was
Ja.
cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift, at a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
Das werde ich.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
Detlef?
My very dear friend, Detlef van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
We are lending our combined resources to the Witch's Hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally.
Ah!
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Eine Vampirin.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done, for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might the monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Cool!
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher,
And the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
Ja. Oriana. Jetzt erzähl mir, komm, das ist doch eine Vampir-Tussi.
Oriana. She really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long.
But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Vampir. Sowas von logisch, sowas von klar. Ach, cool.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm. Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renner must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got a way with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out? You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix's mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
Eine Entscheidung. Aha. Stürmen. Das ist ein Tina-Tor.
In fact, I wonder if a Witcher pays any taxes at all.
You are the famed Geralt of Rivia, are you not?
Yes, I am. Ui, ui, ui. Alright. Die Sache ist klar, nach allem, was wir gehört haben. Sie ist ein Vampir. Der schönste Vampir, den ich bisher treffen durfte. Silviana. Unfassbar. Was ist er hier? Detlef herkam. Moment. 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 Siana und die Frau von Detlef, eine und dieselbe Person. Das erscheint mir gerade kaum noch abwegig irgendwie. Natürlich. 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 Das wird der Twist sein. Ist das schön.